right, here we go. So welcome everybody to our second monthly drum singing session. We're very excited to have you guys participating. I wasn't here for the first one, so I don't know if you guys are returning or if you guys are new to our drum session, but we've got Kathy and Ernie here, and they're going to kind of walk us through some new songs, and I'll let them start by introducing themselves. So I'll spotlight you there.
Thanks, Amanda. Can you hear me? Yeah, okay. So my name is Catherine Pompana. Kathy, everybody calls me Kathy. I'm from the Sioux Valley Dakota Nation, which is about 40 minutes west of Brandon. I grew up, I was born and raised in London, Ontario. I was, due to the 60s scoop, my mom didn't want me to get taken like my siblings did, so she took off to Ontario, and that's why I was born and raised over there. I didn't move to Manitoba until the year 2000. I started going to Brandon University that year, and I started working with corrections shortly after I finished at university, and then now I work for Anish Corporation, and I've been there for I don't even know, 10, 11 years, something like that. So almost 10 years, I think, maybe. And so this is my husband, Ernie. Introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Ernest Daniels Jr. from Saging, Manitoba, as well as Swan Lake, Manitoba, as well as Carlisle, Saskatchewan. I'm Ojibwe and Cree, born and raised in Winnipeg. What else? And I've been I work in corrections and have been for the past 16 years. And I've been a ceremony singer, powwow singer since about 6 years old. I started singing powwow and ceremony, and yeah, I look forward to sharing some songs tonight.
We also have here our 6-year-old son. He's autistic and nonverbal, but the last time we did this, we were down in the basement, and he heard us singing, and I guess he had a bit of a fit because he wanted to come and sing with us. So today we're up in the dining room, and he's here, so he might pop in and out beside us every once in a while, or try and grab the drum and run away with it because he loves to drum as well. But we have him busy here with his tablet, so you might hear Talking Tom, the cat, every once in a while, or you might hear something weird. It's just his tablet, so keeping him busy over here. But he doesn't understand what we're doing because of his autism. He's 6, but he's really about 3 going on 4, I think, mentally. So yeah, he doesn't understand what we're doing. So we just got him here, and he might be in and out with us, but yeah, that's just who that is, in case you hear something weird over here. So last time, I don't even remember the songs we shared last time, but they are up. If you missed last month, they're up on the Anish Corporation website. And so we have all our videos that we do, our workshops, they're all up there. And so ours is up there as well. So if you hear a song that you like, and I have the lyrics printed out on PowerPoints, and Amanda's going to put those up. So as we're singing, you can see what you're singing. And I don't have them spelled correctly. I went back through them and took them apart. They were spelled correctly, but I took them apart and spelled them more phonetically. So because a lot of times what we see written in the language and how we say it's different. So the E's might end up be more like A's and stuff like that. So if I spelt it if I spelled it correctly, it might not make sense when you're reading it. So all the words, everything is spelt the way it sounds. See, he's playing happy birthday songs here. So yeah, so we're gonna put the PowerPoints up, and then Ernie's gonna actually share 4 songs with you today. And so the first one that he's gonna do is a Cree prayer song.
All right, I will pull it up here.
Okay.
Is that full screen? Can you see all the letters or all the words? Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Okay. So what's that?
Can you read out the words of last time?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, the first words of the song are Nananaskamo, which translate praying, giving thanks. Gijimanitu, Great Spirit, Creator. Mewasin, it's good. Pematiziwin, life. Achimo, a story was told. And Nosisim is translated as my grandchild. And this particular song came while I was working at the jail. I was sitting in my office cleaning medicine with some of my workers that helped me do the ceremonies at the jail, and this song came. They're all the words came from different songs that I use for other ceremonies that I sing it and help out with. And it just kind of came together. We were sitting there cleaning some sage, getting ready for the long weekend, and then out popped the song. And it's would be appropriate to use for either sweat lodge or honors song, or whenever you feel compelled to share it. Uh, so this song comes from working with medicine. So if you want to learn, feel free to share it and use it in any way you feel is necessary. So how did I do last time? I did one verse slow and then
Yeah, you just did it one time through slow, and then
okay.
Yeah.
You want to say that? Okay. Na 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 como que se mandeto me wasin be mate se wen Yahweh achimo no se sem
we'll talk about the straight part in the beginning. Just there's no words.
Yeah. Sorry. So the first part is just harmony. There's the lead, there's the second, and then it just goes into kind of a harmony. And it's pretty simple after you listen to it a few times, and then we go into the words after the first half of the song. Na na nas kamo, gejemanitu, me wasin, Bema Desiwin, Achimo, No Sisim. Okay. So now we'll try the song again, and I'll sing it. How many times?
Two.
Two times two?
Yeah. So grab your drums or your rattles and give it a try.
Okay. Como que chama neto me was it pema de se when Yahweh Hachemo no se Na 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 como que chama neto me wasen pema de se wen Yahweh achemo no se sim. Yay.
Hey, he was singing. He was singing along. So that's the first one. Um, we had some requests last time for some songs, and unfortunately I wasn't able to. There was a request for um songs that have to do with like women's songs that have to do with birthing and new baby arrival and stuff like that. And I know I've heard songs, like I said, I grew up in Southern Ontario, and so I heard songs like that. I remember them, and I mean I don't remember them enough to be able to sing them, but I remember hearing them. And so I reached out to some friends of mine who live down in Southern Ontario, and I asked my friend Elaine if she knows any of these songs and or knows somebody who knows of them. And so she put me in touch with one of the clan mothers, one of the Iroquois clan mothers there, and she said, yeah, unfortunately, they've been mostly forgotten, but which is really sad. And she knows that there was songs like that too, but she said they've been forgotten. And so we have we live in Selkirk, Manitoba, and we have a Métis truck that goes by playing Métis music, and it's going by right now.
They're jamming a full tilt.
They're I don't know if you can hear that.
I can hear it. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, so we got a little bit of Métis music in here today. But yeah, so my friends are still asking around to some of the clan mothers in Southern Ontario. And so I'm still trying to find those songs. And then we had a couple of requests. One was, I think, was the bear song. And then so Ernie doesn't like sharing the bear song.
It's not that I don't like it. There's one bear song that kind of like everyone's go-to. And there's many other bear songs. I wouldn't mind sharing those ones, but the Spirit Bear song, beautiful song, comes from my reserve, saying the original person who received the song was an elder by the name of Jack Starr. Beautiful song, but it's changed in so many ways from its original version. But now the version now is a little bit easier for people to learn. So I think as long as the intent is there, it's good. So there was another question about Sundance.
Yeah, there was a question here about Sundance.
Mhm.
Um,
Rick had asked the question.
Yes, that first song was that. Can you sing that at the Sundance? That
Oh, for sure.
okay.
Yeah, that would be very appropriate for Sundance. Yeah. You can
All
sing it
right.
a little faster if you want to, because I know some Sundance beats are kind of slower, but there's some that are more up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be perfect for that.
Me
I'll
good.
be using that our Sundance and Spruce Woods.
Oh,
and then
me
too,
good.
if yeah, for sure. If you hear any of these songs and you think that might sound good as a round dance song or you know a double beat or some different kind of other kind of beat other than a straight beat, you can say you could just put that in the chat and say, hey, is there any other way that could be sung? Because Ernie can take a song and flip it to any beat you want. Okay, he's gonna are you gonna
Yeah, I'll do a
display?
round
Okay,
dance.
so he's gonna sing. Are you gonna sing the same song?
Same song.
He's gonna do the same song, but he's gonna make it in a round dance beat.
All right.
Na na nos como que sabaneta me wase pema de se we away hachi mo no se way
Oh, me good.
Yeah.
if you want to jazz it up a little bit.
Yeah, so Ernie's good like that. He can take any song and change it to any beat. It's kind of
It's kind of something I used to do when I was a kid. When I was learning songs, I would do it the straight beat and try a round dance and a double beat and all kinds of different things because I was the only son, so I didn't have any brothers to play with. And some of my friends really weren't into singing. They weren't into the culture when I was growing up. So I spent a lot of time with just me, my dad, my grandpa, my uncles and stuff. And yeah, had a lot of fun with the singing.
so some of you who weren't here last week, I explained that I keep saying last week. We do so many Zooms, I don't know what's going on anymore. Last month, Ernie somebody will out of the blue phone him and say, hey, do you remember back in 1990 we were at this powwow down in New Mexico, and we second grand entry on the second day on the Saturday, we sang a contest song for the men's traditional. And which song was that? And he right away, boom, he pulls it out. He knows what it is. He's like a walking songbook. So not only does he make songs, but he remembers songs, songs, his drum groups songs, other drum groups songs, ceremony songs from different places. They're all stored in this big old head of his, and so he can just pull them out, and share them, and the person be like, yeah, that's the one, right? And they can't believe he remembers it. So he's pretty amazing that way. He can't remember to get something at the grocery store, but he can remember songs.
I usually forget the garlic bread.
Yeah. So I guess we'll do the next one. Which one did you want to do next?
Which one? There's
The Dakota one?
The Lakota pipe song?
Yeah.
Okay, so he wants to do the Lakota pipe song next.
okay. I'll just share the whole second screen. Dakota pipe song. There you go.
Okay, so this is a Lakota pipe song, and I tried to. I'm just reading it over again, because when I write these out last month, we shared another Lakota pipe song, but it ended up being a Dakota pipe song, because my grandmother was Dakota and my grandfather was Lakota, and so they each spoke their own dialect at home, and they pretty much raised me. I was with them all the time, and so I find when I'm not at all fluent in the language. I try to speak, I can sing in the language, but what happens is I end up mixing the two. So some words will be in Dakota and other ones will be in Lakota. And that's what I did last time when I wrote the words out. It was both. And I don't notice I do it. It's just something that happens. So I made sure this time that they were all in Lakota. But this is a pipe song, and this is a song that's used for pipe ceremony. Excuse me. Used for a pipe ceremony. It's a Sundance song. I use it in the sweat lodge, in the Anipi lodge. When I run a lodge, I'll sing this song. So it's appropriate to sing at any any one of those ceremonies. Go ahead.
Mhm.
Okay. So the words are Chanupakile, Chela Wakancha, and that is the pipe is the only sacred thing. Not necessarily meaning the only sacred thing, but like the one, sacredest thing, I guess. It's one of our highest held, ceremonies, besides the Sundance is the pipe. And so in singing, it's talking about how that's like one of the sacredest things that we have. Yuha Che Kiayo is lift it and pray. So the pipe is the only one sacred thing. Lift it and pray. So that's lifting it to the four directions and up and to Creator and to Mother Earth. Changle Shka Le Wakan is this circle is sacred. So the Changle Shka is the circle, and the Wakan is sacred. Pardon me. And Chache Kiayo again is same as the second verse. Yuha Che Kiayo is lift it and pray. Cha Che Kiayo is so pray with it. So it's basically saying that this is our one sacred thing. Lift it and pray. That sacred, that circle is sacred, and what that means is, when you fill your pipe and you're praying to the directions, and then you turn it, and you create a circle, and so it's saying that circle is sacred, and then you smoke your pipe, and so pray with it, use it. So that's basically what that song means. And I was thinking, I almost started singing with him, but I don't know how it sounds. We haven't tried it. We usually when there's more than one sound on the Zoom, it kind of cancels everything else out. So I don't know how it sounds if we were both to sing at the same time. I
Why
guess
don't
we
you
could try.
try? Yeah.
Yeah, we could try. Probably try. Yeah. So we'll sing it again. Twice through.
Okay. Right.
Yep. So I don't know how that sounded.
It sounded good. You could hear both voices.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, we weren't sure because I know sometimes when we do a Zoom and people are talking, it doesn't sound right.
Yeah. No, it
Yeah,
sounded
so
really good.
when I'm in the sweat lodge and I sing, when I sing this song, I sing it lower, like I'm not singing like a backup version, like, because when women sing backup, they're very high pitched. But when I'm singing it for ceremony, I sing it really low. It's basically the same as how Ernie did it. Because I think, when it would be too hard to try and keep that that high volume, that high pitch going, when I'm in the sweat lodge, trying to breathe and stay cool and sing at the same time. So yeah, so that was that one. And we try to do as many different kinds of songs as we can, because I'm Dakota, Lakota, Ernie's Ojibwe, Cree. What else?
French, Norwegian,
A little bit of
a
everything.
little bit of everything.
And so he knows Cree songs and Ojibwe songs. He knows he knows more Dakota songs than I do. Um, he can speak more Dakota than I can. Let's put it that way. Just from singing, just from singing the songs and knowing, having to know what the songs he's singing means, like when he's singing them. He picks up the words, and so he knows a lot more of the language than I do.
Something I forgot to mention is uh, for 20 some odd years, I sang with a drum group called Assiniboine and Juniors, also Horsetail. So all their songs were in Dakota. And I was kind of, me and this other guy, Patrick Skeed, were kind of like the two Ojibwe guys who were the song books for the Dakota guys. I don't know if that makes sense, but we remembered all the songs when we traveled. And yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. We try to bring a few different kinds of songs, and like I said, I was born and raised in Southern Ontario, so I actually have some Iroquois songs that I can share. Planning on sharing them eventually. But I have a couple that I can share, and Ernie's actually working on smoke dance songs from down that way. So yeah, he was given a couple of smoke dance songs to sing, and I know a lot of people from this area haven't heard of smoke dance, but it's an Iroquois social dance, and it's very popular in Southern Ontario and Eastern Canada. So he's going to he'll probably share those songs with you once he gets them down pat. Yeah, so he's still learning them, but when he was given those songs, we used to go to a Sundance in Ontario, and because of COVID, we haven't been able to go, and so that's where he learned those songs at. And because we haven't been able to go, they said, come back, we'll give you more songs, right? And but we haven't been able to go that way. So yeah, so he'll pick up more eventually, and we'll share them for sure. And I am still trying to get those songs, those other songs that were requested. So yeah. So did you want to do the next one?
Sure.
Okay.
I have a question. Just
Sure.
before we continue. So I know it was asked in one of our other sessions, but I was just wondering if you can also kind of maybe add to it. But I know that lodge, sometimes when you go to a sweat lodge, it's facilitated by like a Cree person, or or an Ojibwe or an Anishinaabe person. Would it be okay to sing, say, Dakota songs in a Cree lodge?
For
No.
sure.
Yeah.
As a conductor myself, I always am so grateful when people are willing to share songs. It doesn't matter if it's Cree, Ojibwe, or just harmony. Any help is a lot of help.
Yeah, because it's hard to I mean, that's the task you were given, right? That's the responsibility you were given, was to run these lodges. But it's really hard to be in there for that long and to have to sing all the songs. It's nice when someone else can sing, and whatever song they bring, as long as it's appropriate, then yeah, go for it. For sure. Yeah.
Do you ever
Yeah,
hear English songs?
I've heard, yes, I've actually heard of English songs that were more kind of Christian type songs, that people who follow Christianity but were interested in coming into Sweat Lodge, and they just shared a song that was meaningful to them. And of course, we welcome everyone. It doesn't matter which way they pray; they're all welcome into our lodges, eh?
That's so nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we all pray to the same, no matter where you're from. I mean, there's some variances, of course. The Eastern Indian people have, I think it's 333 gods or something. But I think we all pray to the same creator. We pray to the same place. And so however it is that you want to pray or sing, that's fine with us. I mean, you may run into some people who don't feel that way. I would hope you wouldn't, but you might. And I mean, unfortunately, it's you're going to their ceremony. You're going to their lodge in that way. I wouldn't say don't sing.
Yeah, you just ask and if it's appropriate. When I was a little guy, my cousins were from Sioux Valley, and we used to go to Auntie Pearl's sweat. And when I would go there, like they're all Dakota people, and I was like the only Ojibwe Cree kid there, and she'd say, "Okay, grandson, sing a song," and I would bust out some of our Ojibwe tunes, and they were all perfectly fine with it. So yeah.
Yeah, the only time you might run into that, I think, is sometimes at Sundance. Um, like for I know for our Sundance, it's a very specific way that it's done, and so there are very specific songs that are sung at certain times, and so I think as far as our like the Sundances from my community, you might run into well no, you can't sing that song, it doesn't, because it doesn't fit, or it doesn't work with the way the ceremony kind of plays out. So because there's very specific times that you sing very specific songs, so I think that's the only time really that you would kind of run into that, where somebody would ask you not to sing certain songs. But yeah, I mean at Sprucewood Sundance, Ernie's family's Sundance, it's anything goes. It's just sing.
Yep, we're Ojibwe, we're Cree, we're Dakota, there's Dene. There was one guy who came in and shared some of the Dene songs. It was pretty cool. We also invite other singers from different areas, just different tribes, to come and sit at the drum as well and share their songs.
Yeah. Do you know Alex Whistle?
Yes, I do. I know Angelo and his brother. We did a CD with them like in the 90s.
Oh,
This was Horsetail Just Jamming. I don't know if you remember that. Whoever asked that question.
Irene Compton.
Miss Compton. Yeah, those guys are awesome singers. They have some good songs. Some of my buddies used to sing with them too. Jeff Taylor and Chepa and those guys. Yeah, I've been around for a while, even though I look young. I look young.
Oh yeah, thanks for sharing that. They're my nephews, eh?
Nice.
Yeah, Gordon Morso is my brother. I don't know if you know, from Eva McKay's
Yeah,
relatives.
cool. Yeah, they
Yeah.
sang last
Yeah.
year at Sioux Valley, Paul. They came and did the sound system in the
Not last year.
Mhm.
Year before.
year before. Sorry,
Last
forgot
year
we
was,
lost a year because of COVID.
last year was a wash.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, there's not much drum groups he doesn't know. Yeah, just from traveling, you know, Powwow Trail, Sundance Ceremony Trail, you know, kind of going from one to the next. It's not just powwows for us. Actually, we don't do too many powwows anymore. Just kind of it's kind of gotten to, I don't know, too much competition.
It's not fun to
It's
compete.
not fun anymore.
I like the fun, have fun, joke around and tease, and when you're in competition, you got to kind of be serious. And yeah, I'm more of a fun singer. I like to joke around and razz the guys and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gotten kind of too political, sort of. So we don't. I mean, we still go, but we do more of the like the Sundance Trail now. I guess as we got older, we kind of grew out of the powwow trail. Because I'm a dancer. I'm a powwow dancer. I dance traditionally. All my fully beaded regalia and everything, but I don't ever wear it because we don't ever go anywhere. We're just mostly going to ceremonies now. I guess, you know, you get to a certain age and powwows kind of lose their appeal.
Yeah.
And then too, it's kind of different where here in Manitoba and Saskatchewan, than where I grew up. We in Southern Ontario, they would do they didn't have a Friday grand entry. They did sometimes. It would just be like a warm up though. It wasn't like a full on powwow. It was just they'd go sing and some people might dance. They started it Saturday afternoon at noon. That was grand entry. That was the first grand entry. And then they'd have another one Saturday at 7. And then they would have the third grand entry Sunday at noon. And that was it. They didn't have a Sunday night grand entry. And we were done, cash awarded and everything. Winners called, and we were out of there by like 8 o'clock at night on Sunday night. And so when I moved here and I started coming to powwows, I was like, oh my God, standing in full regalia at 3:30 in the morning on Monday morning, like 3 a.m., standing there fully dressed, waiting to contest. I was like, oh my God, why are we here so late?
Wow.
So it was a bit different. Something to get used to, but I think I got a little too old for that. I can't do it anymore. But so we're sharing ceremony songs. I guess no one has asked us to share the words or anything for any powwow songs. I guess we were just kind of wanting to stick with the ceremony songs, but
If you want Paul songs, we can do that.
yeah, we can do if there's one that you really like, because we always have one. We were just talking this afternoon about Stony Park.
Yeah.
We were talking about Stony Park this afternoon, and so Ernie started singing a couple of their songs there, and I just those were songs to me when I was growing up. They were the big thing, back then. And so when I hear their songs, it just really takes me back. And so, if you have one of those songs and you'd like to find out what the words actually are, we can do that as well. We could put those words on a PowerPoint, and then Ernie can come and sing if you want to learn the songs. Because we hear them, like you can go on YouTube and you can listen to the song, but you don't actually know most of the time what it is that they're saying and what they're singing about. So it's nice to know what those songs are about, because they're all beautiful songs. All the word songs, they're all beautiful songs, and they're all in the language, and we should know what they're saying. So if you have any requests like that, let us know. We can do that as well. Did you want to do the next one?
Sure.
Okay.
Could I ask a quick question?
Sure.
Have you guys ever been to communities like say where they had a Dakota song, and you went to like an Ojibwe community and they had the words in Ojibwe?
Yep.
And vice versa?
Yep.
And you guys, that's fine with the
Oh yeah.
with the
So-
protocol as far as
For sure, because like when a long time ago, I can speak for my family, my grandpa and Ernie's. I'm pretty sure our grandparents knew each other because my grandpa was a singer. He was a powwow singer a long time ago, before powwow was cool. Right? He was a powwow singer, and but he was also a ceremony singer, and so my family would travel from Sundance to Sundance. And when they didn't just go to Dakota or Lakota Sundances, they went to whichever one was next. And so they would travel around to all these Sundances. And while they're there, they visit and they respect each other. And so they would give each other songs. And so what they would do is they would take this song and interpret it into their language for example, from Dakota, they would interpret it into Ojibwe, and then they would just sing it that way in Ojibwe, or vice versa. So yeah, because we shared songs, we shared dances, we shared different ceremonies. Yeah.
And for me, my Mishomis, my grandfather's dad, was not indigenous. So when most of our people weren't allowed to travel, he was allowed to travel, and he would take my grandpa, his brothers and sisters, and travel to different communities, and they would go to like all over Manitoba, Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota, and Saskatchewan, and come back. They do kind of like a Sundance circuit. And one time in Sisseton, I was at a Sundance there, and I shared uh, one of my grandpa's songs, and the older fellas knew the song. They remembered my grandfather who shared that song, and it was the tune is from that Dakota song that Wankatoka Shemalaye Wanita Chalecho, that song. But when they gave it to my grandpa, he put Ojibwe words in it, and it goes, "Come Jack Wigawam, gonna wa Baba Jake, me way day, hey day, way ha." So it's the same tune, just changed to Ojibwe. So, like Kathy was saying, they used to swap songs like that all the time. And there's a few songs that my grandpa carried that some of the older Dakota men that I work with recognize hearing them when they were little boys. And yeah, good history.
Yeah, good. Thank you.
I think the only difference between those two songs that he just sang was the Ojibwe one to me sounds really tongue tied. I guess because I'm the Dakota version and he's the Ojibwe version. To me, it sounds. But then when he sings some Dakota songs, it sounds like he's gonna get tongue tied when he's trying to sing them.
Mhm.
And when I hear them, I'm like, oh my God, what did you just say? It sounds really, really long. Like the words are really long. Yeah, I think it's just the way we hear them, the way we're used to singing or speaking. It sounds really different, but it's the same song.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I was wondering about that.
Mhm.
Yeah, good.
Sorry, I can't. I'm dry or something. um, I'm just trying to think. Here, hang on. Let me open this. So we did this one and this one.
Yep.
Which one do you want to do now?
Might as well do a Ojibwe pipe song, eh?
Okay. Okay,
That-
so we're gonna do the pipe loading
Okay.
song.
So this particular song is a song I used to hear a lot when I was a little boy. My dad used to go to these Maday ceremonies. He wasn't Maday, but he respected their ways, and he used to go to a lot of their teachings. And we used to go to Black River, and old man Peter Ortiz used to share teachings, and my dad would go sit in the lodge and listen. And he picked up this song, and it was the song he used when he was loading his pipe, and it's one of the songs I use when I'm loading my pipe as well, for the directions. I personally added the last two verses, Ishbi Ming in the sky, as well as the Mother Earth part, just because it ties in with when I'm loading my pipe the way I do it. So this is a pipe loading song. So the first verse is Wabanong Odo Pogani. The second line, the second verse will be Jawanong Odo Pogani, which is from the south. The third, Ninga Beanong Odo Pogani, Giwadinong Odo Pogani. And then the fifth verse is Ishpi Ming, to the heavens, to the sky, Odo Pogani. And the last is Ninga Ke Odo Pogani, Mother Earth. So if you can imagine when getting ready for ceremony, you're smudged your pipe and you're getting ready to load it with the tobacco for the ceremony you're about to do. This would be an appropriate song for that time, or it could be used at the Sundance. I've seen it used at the Sundance a few times when they're starting up first thing in the morning, the dancers. So I'll share it with you. Wabanang Adong Pagani. Hey. Shawanang Adong Pagani. Shawanang Adong Pagani. Shawanang Odom Pogane. Shawanang Odom Pogane. Shawanang Odom Pogane. Niga Beada Godo Pogine. Niga Beada Godo Pogine. Niga Beada Godo Pogine. Niga Beada Godo Pogine. Niga Beanang Odom Pogani. Kiwenda Godo Pogina. Kiwenda Godo Pogina. Kiwe nong odom pogene. Kiwe nong odom pogene. Kiwe nong odom pogene. Hey. Espeme godo pagine. Espeme godo pagine. Espeme godo pagine. Espeme godo pagine. Espeming odom pogene. Hey. Ninga ke odom pogene. Ninga ke odom pogene. Ninga ke hodom pogene. Ninga ke hodom pogene. Ninga ke hodom pogene. Big witch.
So that was basically each verse 4 times, 5 times, 5 times. Sorry, each verse 5 times through, starting in the east. So east, south, west, north, to the sky, and then to Mother Earth. So I said last time we did we do the four directions of the pipe? No, we didn't. Okay. Anyway, I was talking about sometimes when we go to a conference or something, we're kind of like, people know who you are. Sometimes you get put on the spot, like, hey, you come sing a song. We're gonna load the pipe. Come sing a song. And it's good to be able to pull a song out and actually know a song. Because you never know when you're going to be called upon to come and sing. And that's actually a good one, because it's it goes along with that, with the loading of their pipes. If you happen to go to like a conference or something like that, and they're gonna smoke a pipe and they need somebody to sing a song, and you just happen to have that song, and you can pull it out and sing it. And it's really easy to learn because it's only the four directions, so it's the same. The second half of each verse is the same. It's just the first half that changes. And then the two bottom ones are a bit different. So it's just learning those directions, and then the two bottom ones, to the sky, to the heavens, and then to Mother Earth. So it's a good one to know because it's easy to learn and easy to kind of retain.
Mhm. Whew.
I know I went ahead and opened the window behind him because I knew that was going to be a long one. So it's all of a sudden kind of really hot in here.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a song that always reminds me of my late father, and it was one of the first songs he used when getting ready for his sweat or his shake tent or getting ready for ceremony in general. It was just a song he sang to prepare. And yeah, and if you're Cree and you use the south doorway, you could start in the south, or if you're Dakota, they start at the western doorway. You could start in the west. Use it to whichever way suits the occasion you're singing for. Like most of these songs, they're universal prayer songs, and there's no right or wrong way to sing them. You sing them the way you are comfortable with sharing, eh? Some of these songs I've composed myself, and some of these songs are songs I've picked up along the way, and feel free to share them. And I know some of the words may be a little different because the different dialects from communities. I know, for instance, Swan Lake and Saging speak very different Ojibwe, but you sing the way that you're more familiar with.
And
So,
then I was looking for words. I was looking for the words online, because he gave me the words, and so I wanted to do like the literal translation. So I went on. There's a few different dictionaries, Ojibwe to English and English to Ojibwe dictionaries online, and so I went through. I had them all up, and they were all different. The words that I was looking for, they were all different, and so it's like a little bit the same, but then some things were about the word were totally different. So it's just dialect, right? So um I know in Saskatchewan they speak, what is it, Cree and High Cree,
yeah, and
or
their Ojibwe is like Plains Ojibwe. It's a lot different from our woodland Ojibwe over here, like from Saging.
yeah, and then which is a lot different from the woodlands Ojibwe that I grew up hearing in southern Ontario. So it's just dialect. It's where you are, um what you're singing for. So if something doesn't fit, just find the proper word that fits for you, and just change that one word. So like he said, if you're, the way you were taught to, if you're gonna, if you're gonna sing, if somebody asks you to sing that song, if we're gonna smoke our pipes, can you sing this song for us? Then you need to ask them, in which direction do you start? Because everyone, not everyone, but there some people, like we start in the west, Dakota people, we start with the western direction, and then we go around that way, west, north, east, south, and then Ernie starts in the east
Or the south.
or the
sometimes.
south sometimes, and it goes that way. So you have to ask, in which direction do you start, so that you're singing it properly for them, and then you just change it how you need it.
And
Yeah.
if you sing it for Pueblo people, they start in the sky, so
Yeah.
it's different for everyone.
Yeah, so it just depends on where you are or who you're singing for. But I mean, if you just started to sing and sang it your own way, I'm sure they would be okay with that. um it is a prayer song, and you are praying and they're praying, so it shouldn't matter really. But it's good to know like who you're singing for, which direction they start in, that kind of thing.
Because you don't want to be singing in between breaths. You're like, let me finish.
Yeah. Or sometimes because some people don't do they only do the directions and they don't do like to the sky and into Mother Earth so when I'm filling my pipe, I do the the four directions and then I'm into to Creator and into Mother Earth. And so they're finished singing and I'm still filling my pipe. So they have to just drum right until I'm finished. So
Yeah, and you don't want to be sitting there for 5 minutes. Hey do, hey do.
Yeah. So it is good to know who you're singing for, how many directions do they do, 4 or 6, and in which direction do you start, and then you can take that song and change it up um, to how you need it.
Yeah.
Are you hot?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Did you want to just do the last one and then
Sure. Are there any
take some?
questions? No.
I don't think so. No questions or
Uh,
Was that last song? Was that last song for Sundance too? That pipe
Yeah,
song?
I used it for Sundance. You know, when you first start in the morning, when you're getting
When you're
ready to dance in the lodge.
when you're filling
Yeah,
it in the lodge. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, that's when I use that song.
Okay. Good.
Yep.
I'll bring up the Sabe song.
Yeah.
Okay, 1 second.
Yeah, that song, it was a little bit it was a little bit hard to listen to because the last time I heard that song was when his dad sang it. And his dad passed. When did he pass?
Good night.
Not what? 2012 he passed away. So that was the last time I heard that song. Yeah, it was kind of hard to hear, but it was nice to hear it because I remembered how his dad had a very distinct voice, and I remembered, how he sang, and when he started singing, it just reminded me of his dad. So this is Sabe song. So I think we had a request for this. So this Sabe is Sasquatch, and so somebody wanted to know what the words were for this song. So here they are. I think this is one of them. There's a couple of them, aren't there? There's a few different ones, but this is one of them. I think this is one of the more well known.
Yeah,
ones.
one of the more popular songs there. I think Red Shadow, the guys that have the Turtle Lodge in Seguin. David Shane Jr. is the one who got this song.
Yeah.
And the words are Miigwech, Gichisabe. Then there's the straight part, and the last words are Izumi Gapawe. Sorry, I have to sing the other part as well as the words. It kind of throws me off if I'm just saying the words. But I'll go slow for the first one, and then we'll do a couple times through the second one. Okay. Miigwech,
Kvetch is thank you. Kiche is spirit and Sabe is Sasquatch. And Kigana, that Kig, it's like a CH and a K sort of together, like a Kigana. It's almost like a Dakota word. Kigana is to teach. Mata is to be brave, and Anishinaabe is the people. So it's teach the people to be brave. Izumi with strength, and Gaboe is to stand strong. So thank you, Spirit Sasquatch. Teach the people to be brave, to stand strong with strength is basically what it's saying.
And this song can be used for sweat lodge, Sundance, and other ceremonies. It's kind of an all-around good song that I like to use. It was one of my late father's main songs. The Sabe was his main helper. So it's a song I had to sing frequently at his ceremonies. So it's a song that I use when I do my sweats. It's very important because it was one of the songs my father carried. Okay.
Yeah, so he's gonna do it again 2 more times, and then so grab your drums and sing along. Do you need a break?
You need to lie down. Just kidding.
I really like that song. That was beautiful. I have a question. Maybe answer my question. I'll have a break. I was just wondering about the relationship between the songs and the drum. Because my first question was, do you ever sing these songs like without the drum, just a cappella? But then I was also thinking, well, the drum is also important. So is there like significance to the relationship between the two? Do you need the drum to sing the songs? And vice versa, or rattle, I guess, too, yeah?
Yeah, we use a drum or a rattle or a drum and a rattle together. Some songs, I guess some songs kind of require a drum because it's the connection between Mother Earth and the heartbeat of Mother Earth and the song that you're singing, that connection that you have. And so singing with a drum is it's really important. But I mean, if you don't have a drum, you use a rattle, and if you don't have a rattle, you just sing.
And one of the teachers that I have, he told me a story a long time ago about um, the story of the first sweat lodge. And when they sang in the sweat lodge, they didn't have drum, rattle. All they had was a clay pail. And so that's what they would use to sing those original songs that came with the sweat lodge.
Mhm.
Yeah. So when you're singing like these songs, when you're singing, you're praying is what you're doing. So if you don't have a drum, you just sing, just just sing without it. You can just kind of keep the beat with your hands or on your leg, as long as you sing,
Mhm.
because it's the act of singing and putting that, taking what's in your heart and putting it out there is what it's about.
And one of the things I like to do is when I'm sweating at work with the boys that I work with, when we're singing these songs, we'll start off the song using the drum, and then we'll put the rattles and the drum down uh, halfway through the song, and we'll just sing with our voices just so we hear everyone singing and having that strength and having that pride in sharing those songs. Like Kathy said, these are all prayers, and your relatives, when you're in ceremony and singing, they hear you and they recognize you.
Yeah, so there's some songs that require a rattle. A lot of our women's songs are sung with a rattle, rather than with a drum. And there's a lot of like where I grew up, and there's a lot of like Iroquois social songs and like the Six Nations. They have some of their songs are only sung with rattles. So and then so because you can't some of the songs, it would be hard to keep the beat with the drum. It's easier to use a rattle. Like for example, how does that go? Um, I forget how it goes now. When yane wenu yane wenu yane yo wenu yane 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 yo wenu yane wenu yane wenu yane wenu yane when yane yo ho. So it's easier to do with a rattle than it is with a drum. And that was just an Iroquois social song.
Mhm.
Yeah. So it depends. I guess it depends. It's nice to have the drum. Like I have drums. A lot of times our women are told that women are not supposed to use a drum. And this comes from colonization. And I know a lot of people say no, but our teachings say, but our teachings really only go back so far before they got skewed. There are teachings before that. And so those are the ones that were kind of forgotten with colonization, because we had to go underground with our ceremonies. Underground meaning we had to hide. We because ceremonies were banned, and so we had to hide. And the only way that we were able to keep ceremony going was our men took the chance to go to the bush to do these ceremonies that we used to do. And they took the chance because they didn't want to, like, if they got caught, they would be thrown in jail, they would be, you know, beaten, shot sometimes. And so they didn't want, you know, we didn't want our women to be in that danger. You know, we have children and families to look after. And so the men took that responsibility to go and to put themselves in that danger in order to keep those ceremonies going. But what happened was, because we were so long having to be underground, having to hide, that the little guys the young boys who were going to these ceremonies only saw men at these ceremonies. And so when they grew up, that's what they remembered was, this is only for men. This is man's, this is only for men. And that's because that's all they saw. And so that's what was passed on. And so a lot of times our women are told they're not allowed to use a drum. But yet I have a book that I was reading. I should have grabbed, I think I was talking about it last time, and I was gonna bring it. This man who wrote this book, I don't remember his name now. He was a child when we still lived in teepee camps, and when we still lived basically free on the, you know, the prairies. And this is when he grew up, and he remembers the first settlers coming, or the first army, the first soldiers. He remembers when, because he was just a little boy, he remembers those first people who were different. And so that's when he was alive. And he writes in this book about when the men would come back from a hunt, and they was a successful hunt, they would celebrate and they would act out, they would reenact their hunt in celebration. And while they were doing that, the women would be on the big drum making songs. On the big drum making songs. And so he's talking about teachings that are things that he saw when he was a child back in 18 something. But nowadays we're told we're not allowed to do that. And so a lot of things, you know, for us got skewed, got misinterpreted or lost along the way. And I think, but we're bringing those things back now. For me, growing up as a Lakota woman, I was told Dakota women don't sweat. Dakota women don't sundance. Dakota women don't do this and don't do that, and we don't sing on drums, and we don't. And I thought that, to me, it didn't feel right. It didn't feel right, and so I did it anyway. I did it anyway until my grandfather explained to me why it was that, and this was what changed everything for me, was because I grew up believing those things. I grew up believing that, you know, Dakota women don't do this and they don't do that and they don't touch that stuff, and that's for men only. And I went to my mom passed away when I was 16, and I don't know who my dad is, so I was pretty much on my own at 16. I was 17, and I came from Ontario where I was living, and I was gonna go Sundance in BC, and stopped in Alberta and visit my grandpa. And I said, oh, I stayed there a couple of days, and then I said, oh, I gotta go now, I gotta go. And he said, why? Where are you going? And I said, I'm gonna go Sundance out in Merritt. And he said, why? I said, because I wanna know this life. I want to help the people. I want to, you know, do everything that I can. And he said, but you don't have to. And I said, what do you mean I don't have to? And he said, I said, why? I kind of tried to argue with him, and I say, you know, why is this because women aren't supposed to send? He says, no, it has nothing to do with that. He said, He said, you already do. He said, the Sundance was made for men. Yeah. But only because we can't give birth. We can't sacrifice our body in that way, the same way that you do. We can't go through healing 13 times a year, the same way that women do. Women don't need to put that whistle in their mouth when they're sundancing, because when they're giving birth, they already do that. When they're giving birth, they already sacrificed that breath, and they already sacrificed that blood. And men can't do that. So that's why they Sundance, is because they can't do what women can already do. And him explaining that to me turned everything around for me. I still went and Sundanced over there, but I did it in a different way. I felt different doing it. I felt more liberated, I guess, like more free to feel like I'm doing the right thing. Because before it just it didn't feel right for me that they're telling me I can't do this. And but he explained why we don't, we don't have to pierce at Sundance, and why we don't even have to Sundance as women, because we already go through that healing, the amazing things that we can do as women. So he totally turned that around for me. And so now, like, I have drums, I have pipes, I have rattles, everything that, some of my older male cousins said women aren't supposed to have or even look at. And some of them still say that to this day. And so I think, if it feels right, if it's coming from the heart, then do it. Just sing with the drum. I mean, who am I to tell you not to? You know what I mean? I can't say you shouldn't do that. Who am I to say that? And so when we were told as women not to do these things, and then too, we never saw, at the same time, we didn't see women doing these things either, because we had to go underground. And so we thought, well, it must be true, because I never saw any women do that. But I knew my grandmother I knew she had drums, I knew she had rattles, I knew she had eagle feather fans. She was a healer, and I knew that, but yet people are telling me different, that you're not allowed to do that. So I kind of felt it in my heart that something was wrong. And then when I started listening to, learning my history, learning our history as Indigenous people, I kind of figured it out. I put the pieces together and figured out, okay, that's why these things came up like that this is only men's, and this is only for men to do. And it's because we had to hide. But I say, if it's coming from the heart, I don't think anybody can tell you you're wrong. You have anything to add to that? But Ernie teaches the guys at work about, where all this stuff came from.
Yeah, I teach them about for Ojibways, the one who brought us the big drum was a woman. Her name was Omamakwe. And I teach them about when we go into Sweat Lodge, where are we going? We're going into our mother's womb. And who brought the sacred pipe to our people? A woman. So we have to go to women for most of the things we do. So respect should be shown, because all of our gifts, all of the things we cherish, come from women. And where we live today is on Mother Earth. So that's a teaching I share with the men, especially the ones that say baby mama. Oh, that drives me insane. The mother of your children. When they say baby mama, I say, is that what your dad calls your mom? They stop right away. I would not want anyone to call my mother that.
Yeah. So yeah, so a lot of these songs, a lot of the songs that we sing today are sung on a drum, and if that's how you want to sing them, go for it. If you maybe feel more comfortable with just a rattle, that's fine too. Like I said, it doesn't really matter how it comes out, on a drum, on a rattle, on a piano. I mean, if you can fit a piano on a sweat lodge, go for it. but it's the act of taking it from the heart and bringing it out, and putting it out there. That is what the singing is about. It you're praying and putting that out there, and giving it to Creator. So whether you use a rattle, a drum, your knee, spoons, it doesn't matter as long as it comes out.
Mm.
So did we
No,
sing all the
we
songs?
sang all
We
the
sang all the
songs.
songs? Oh, okay. Well, I guess that's it then. So if anybody has if you heard a song one time, and you maybe remember bits and pieces of it, and want to know what the words were, just send it in an email. Anything you can remember about it. Kind of went like this. I mean, Ernie can piece it together. He can figure it out.
Just don't be like it had a whale in it.
It had a
Little bit
way
more. Way something something.
because that's pretty much every song. So yeah, if you can remember, and he can piece it together, and we'll figure out what it is, so we can bring it to you, and um, have the words written out so you can see what you're actually saying.
Mhm.
'Cause I think that's really important to know what you're saying, especially when you're just learning songs. It's okay to kind of hum along and not really know what you're singing, but eventually you're going to have to learn the words to what you're saying, because somebody might come along and say, I need you to sing a song for this specific thing. And if you don't know the words of all the songs, you'd be like, well, I don't know which song to sing. But if you know the words, you'd be like, okay, I'll sing that song. And then you bring it out.
And you don't have to be a awesome singer or the greatest singer ever. When it comes to ceremony, as long as the song is coming from your heart, like she said, uh, it's good. It's
Mhm.
always appreciated to hear other people share songs, and share the songs with your children, your grandchildren, nieces and nephews. I know a lot of Head Start programs and stuff. They're learning the basic songs: Bear Song, Wolf Song, Thunderbird Song, and these are beautiful songs that have been passed on through generations. And it's part of our birthright to be able to share these songs that have been passed down in our families.
Mhm. Like even Ernie, like I said, our youngest son is he's 6, but he's about 3 going on 4, because he's autistic. And so Ernie sings with him, and um, what he is learning, or what he has learned, his favorite song is just ABCs.
Sure, sing it.
Yeah.
Bobo,
Buboy,
you want to sing
sing.
ABC? A B C D E F G H I J K L M N O P Q R S T U V W X Y and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you sing with me?
It's his favorite part is the end.
Aw.
So just even something simple like that to share with your kids, it's just getting them used to singing, because sometimes they'll be shy, and they won't want to sing, or they think they sound funny. Like our son Ernie Jr. Ernie was Ernie Jr. And now that his dad is gone, our son is now Ernie Jr. So Ernie, he likes to sing. He's 10. He likes to sing, but he's really shy. And so we try to get him to sing, but he thinks he sounds ugly, or something, and so he won't.
Weird.
He thinks he sounds weird, so he won't sing out loud, but really he sounds really good. so even just to get them started, just ABCs, they do Twinkle Twinkle, they do SpongeBob, um, like just to get him singing, right, and get him used to the to drumming. And so he's doing really good, and he's learning a lot of words that way, because he is nonverbal, so he has a lot of words. He just doesn't speak to you, if that makes sense to anybody. He can't converse, but he has like 100,000 words. So it's getting him to use those words, and so yeah, they sing all kinds of stuff. So share the songs with your kids. These ones that we're sharing are fairly easy, and like I said, you can go back and look at the video and write them out. And they're phonetically, they're not spelt properly, but they are phonetically. So you can just go over them with your kids and share these songs with them and pass them along, and then that way they'll know them too growing up. Because I know when I was a kid, I wish I had learned songs. My mom wasn't, she was afraid still of because of her experiences at residential school. She was still afraid for me to know those things, so she didn't really pass it along. A little bit, not too much though. My grandma and grandpa were the ones who passed it along. But I wish I had known songs when I was a kid. So it's good to share these things with them young, get them started. And then if you share songs with them when they're young, they'll pick up on the language easier too. So through singing, they'll learn the language.
And it'd be so nice when you're older and then you're doing your ceremony and you just have to sit there and do your ceremony and not have to do all the singing. I can't wait for the day
when the kids do all the singing.
Yeah, I just sit there and okay, sing, boys.
Yeah. So, but if you have any requests, let us know. Like I said, ceremony songs, powwow songs, anything really. Or that one song by Elks Whistle, kind of goes like this. I'd like to know the words to that song. Like I'd like to know exactly what they're saying. Very pretty song. I want to know what they're saying. Let us know. We'll find the words, and we'll bring them, and Ernie can sing it. And that way, you know what it is that you're listening to or what you're singing.
I shared
through Amanda.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I shared our email address in the chat. I can just share it again. It's just admin, admin, @anish.ca. So if you want to send any questions, comments, requests, literally anything, just shoot me an email and I'll make sure that Kathy and Ernie get that. So yeah,
I guess that's it.
If nobody else has any more questions, we will finish up for the night. No more questions? No more questions. All right. Thank you so much, Kathy and Ernie, for joining. I'm so happy that I was able to join this time, and I'll join next time as well, next month. So just a reminder, it's every third Friday of the month. So our next session is, I'll pull up my calendar quick, April 16th. So that's already on the Eventbrite page. You can go and register there. And yeah, and like and follow us on Facebook. We have more events coming up next week. I can't remember them off the top of my head, but yeah, like us on Facebook. We're always doing virtual events. We're very comfortable with it now. I think we're getting more used to it. So thank you very much, Ernie and Kathy, and everybody else. Have a wonderful weekend.
It's amazing to have
Yes, I love helping.
I was just saying, yeah, it's just saying, like, it's so much easier to have you with us, because it was so hard to try and control everything myself.
Yeah, it takes a while to get used to the virtual, but it does help if you have two screens, which I do here at home. So I'm able to multitask. It makes it easier. But I'll help out. I'll help out next time too. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Yeah, join us next month, and we'll bring some more songs and share some more laughs, and yeah, if you have any requests, just let us know. We'll do the best we can.
Yes. All right. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone.
Jimmy Gritchen, Wopara Tonka.
Oh.